Hi, my name is Sophia, and today I'll be talking about dystopian cultures and more specifically how the Hunger Games can influence its viewers on future rebellions. So, first of all, The Hunger Games is a trilogy written and directed by Susan Collins, and it was published between 2008 and 2010. And it takes place in a future country that's named Panem, where it has 12 districts that are ruled by an elite that's called the capital. Each year, the capital forces one boy and one girl from each district to fight in a deadly game that's shown on television. And that's done because they want to scare the people and keep them away from rebelling again. On the other hand, we have dystopian culture. Dystopian stories show dark futures where government or technology control over people's life. And stories that explore real world problems like war, inequality, or power. Books like 1984 by George Orwell have helped popularize the genre, and nowadays modern dystopia often focuses on younger characters like in stories like Divergent, The Maze Runner, and especially for me, The Hunger Games. These books show how people can advocate for change. Moving on, I'll talk about literature's impact on young adults. So, first of all, young adult literature grew popularity in the 1960s, but became successful by the 19th. And it gave teens stories that they could relate to that helped them deal with emotions and personal development. Authors like Susan Collins have mixed interesting stories with deep messages about power, freedom, and justice that have made readers think critically about the world. Michael Card in 2008 said that young adult books help young people understand themselves and the world, and they encourage moral thinking and interest about the real world issues. So now I'll talk about the socio-political context of the Hunger Games. So first of all, this series came out during hard times that included the 9/11 attacks and the 2008 financial crisis, which created concerns to the media and the government. Suzanne Collins was inspired by a way that the ancient Rome emperors used to distract the public with entertainment, called panem et circenses. This is where the name of the nation that the books are set in, Panem, is inspired from. So in this case, the Hunger Games would be like the gladiators in that time, and they would serve as entertainment, and then the capital would be like the Roman emperors that used them to distract and control the people from the nation. So, The Hunger Games is more than just a dystopian adventure. It explores serious topics like inequality, government control, and resistance. And the story takes place in a society where the capital holds power over the poorer districts, and it highlights the unfairness between the wealthy and the poor. Through Katniss Everdeen, who's the main character, we can see how someone who didn't want to be involved in those kind of acts can lead to becoming a symbol of resistance and hope, and her choices are driven by survival and wanting to save the people in her in family and in her close circle. In the book, we can also see how the government uses fear and control to keep in power. And the Hunger Games are a way to scare the districts and remind them to not be rebel. They turn violence into entertainment and they make it feel normal. And the story also shows how the media can be used to control what people think. Everything in the games is shown on TV, and for example, Candice and Peta have to act in certain ways so they can get the support they want. And this can show how easily stories and emotions can be changed just to fit in what the power we want on the others and how to win over the public. And this is a perfect example of the use of propaganda even in the real world. These themes connect to the real world issues in events. For example, protesters in Thailand have used the three finger salute from the story to show resistance, and they've proved that the book's message has gone beyond the fiction. And also how the Hunger Games has helped readers, especially young ones, think about social injustices and power and how change can start with just small acts. It has also encouraged awareness about critical thinking, and especially the way around the stories in media can influence us on how we see the world and how we act on it. This series has helped young people understand the importance of fighting injustice and questioning power. It connects fiction to real life struggles, and it has encouraged activism and critical thinking. Katniss's journey has inspired readers to believe in their ability to create and change, and despite being popular entertainment, The Hunger Games has delivered meaningful lessons about politics, ethics, and resistance, making it a powerful educational tool and a source of social awareness. So this would be the end of my video, and I hope you liked it, and I hope you found my research project interesting, and I'll see you soon. Bye.